Alright. Anyways, hello everyone. It's me, Draggy, for today's match. We're gonna see Zweywe versus ParaLythical. These players are one of the highest seeds in this tournament, and this is the winner's bracket match. So we're probably gonna see some close matches here and there, uh, so far. And we're just getting on with the roles and bans. And so far, we see ParaLythical seems to be protecting SB1, as probably ParaLythical did protect it, did practice it a lot. Probably a free point for ParaLythical, and Alan won from Zoe. Yeah, these players are very well rounded, and we might see some pretty much close matches to begin with, and yeah, we're going to go with the bans now, and we do see Zoe ban Rice 4, which is the speed pick. Probably there might be, maybe a disadvantage when it comes to physicality, so it makes sense why Rice 4 is banned. We do see, first time actually, we do see the Rice picks being Rice picks being banned instead of the LNs. We do see a bit of LN also being protected, so this might be, these two players are well oriented in LN, I shall say though, as it kind of makes sense with the physical picks being banned, as the stamina and consistency pick is banned, and consistency pick and the speed pick is banned. So we will see Rice 1 being played, which is the tech pick or the accuracy test pick. So yeah, although these players do have similar performance in terms of accuracy, and it's really, I have nothing much to say. I think these players, in my prediction, they're gonna have really close scores and all that. So yeah. And both players are going to be playing Rice 1. So Rice 1 is going to be the tech pick. This map is more of testing your coordination with let's just say more what happened in Zoe's end is pretty weird. We do see some unfortunate technicalities from Zoe's end, but no disconnect. So I'm pretty sure this is kind of, I would disconnect from here if I did miss because of technical issues. But I guess we're just gonna keep moving on with this map, and with unfortunate of some events from Zoe's end, ParaLythical will have the high advantage here, starting with a high 99.7 in such really weird or techie map, and yeah, both players are off with just unfortunate some unfortunate events from Zoe. We do see that the lead goes to ParaLythical, and ParaLythical did drop a lot, and Zoe is starting off with below 99 and kind of dropping down there, holding it in the 99.5. So yeah, I'm not sure what happened. I guess we're just gonna continue this map. It's already been past 30 seconds. But this map is really bursty, really tech heavy. You do see a lot of streamy patterns here and there, and there's just a lot of room. There's a lot of places where players could miss. Yeah, I think ParaLythical though, holding a 99.5 is insane for a map like this. Especially, this map is mainly combo or accuracy, but we do see ParaLythical find a miss. No FC so far. Zoe will have the combo advantage. The score lead is slowly going towards Zoe, but I don't think there's enough map left if both players are just gonna continue holding, because Zoe's misses unfortunately did cost the lead. But ParaLythical, what? The score lead did flicker to Zoe. Doesn't matter if you miss, because that started from that miss was at the side of the map, and Zoe, with some fortunate of events, will come back and win the point. What? Early breakpoint for Zoe. What happened? Oh my gosh. That was insane. What? What just happened? Everything just everything just what? This is how we start off this match. Seed 3 versus Seed 9 if I'm not mistaken. And we're going to see the Rise 5 being played by picked by Zoe. Rise 5 is the wildcard pick. This is very interesting of picks, by the way, because both players did ban Rise and we're picking Rise to start off with. But what just happened? This is what I mean. There's a lot of places where players could choke here and there in a map like that. And we did see it affect ParaLythical towards the end. Those misses didn't really matter if Zoe just still held that combo after those misses. Really, really insane comebacks. Wow, insane. And now we're gonna see Rise 5, the wildcard pick. This is also similar to the tech pick with a lot of pattern transitionings, but it's not too streamy, not too bursty, but still a lot of change of transitioning patterns. So we do see, hopefully Zoe doesn't click the wrong keybinds again. And yeah, players are off to the start. I think ParaLythical did drop a bit of accuracy at the start of the map, but doesn't matter. The score, it's just the beginning of the map. So this map is just very streamy, just has a lot of grace patterns here and there, and it's more of a test of accuracy. I think it's more of a test of accuracy since it's not too dense, but you might focus on combo than accuracy, but this is really easy to combo though, in my opinion, because it's not super dense. And both players are off at the first part of the map. First quarter has ended up the map, and ParaLythical did find the miss. I was gonna say they had the lead, but no, not anymore. Zoe will be getting the advantage here. 0.6 versus 0.3 accuracy. Zoe just has to hold this lead and hopefully not miss to maintain this lead, and the lead is growing as the combo advantage is also there. There's still some choke points here and there, and some players could find a miss here, but it seems like these players are not missing these patterns. This is an unfortunate miss from ParaLythical, just slowly coming to the 0.5 range. Zoe just has to hold that accuracy, hold that full combo, and we'll get the second point here. The map just continues to be here, but Zoe did find a miss. It is somewhat a clean miss though, as the lead is still towards the Zoe, but it's slowly decreasing towards ParaLythical as ParaLythical has the combo advantage. And these Allens interrupting their Rise patterns. The lead is still towards Zoe. Zoe just has to hold out this final quarter of the map. 0.5 accuracy. A miss could determine the win or lose. Could determine who takes the lead. If ParaLythical does miss, it's gonna lead towards Zoe. If Zoe does miss, the score will flicker. It does get super close. The score lead is just there. Any accuracy drops, any misses could happen, and the score is flickering. The score is flickering. Who is it gonna win? Who is going to win Rise 5? Are we gonna see a back-to-back breakpoint here and there? The pattern still gets very streamy. The scores are very close, but it seems like ParaLythical will be getting the point here. What? 595 score difference. ParaLythical will be getting the breakpoint after from Rise 1. This match is so close. Holy. What is happening? Look at these scores. These players are so similar in accuracies in terms of Rise, and what the heck? We're gonna see Ellen 2 being played, and we're finally going to see some Ellen performance to these both players. These players are also similar in terms of performance in LN, just by looking at the qualifier scores. And yeah, both players are off already, and we're going to see Solips being played. One of the the hardest, the hardest Ellen pick of the pool, in my opinion, as this is the wildcard pick. It's very techy, has a lot of shield patterns, a lot of Jackie patterns, and the rhythm is just going to be, the rhythm is just going to change a lot in this map. So both players are off. We do see some, this is what I mean, they're starting off with similar accuracy, but this is just the start of the map. This map just brings every single Ellen skill set all in here in one. So we're at the beginning section. The beginning section is not even easy at all to do. It does test your coordination and control with these LNs, these grace patterns, and these just full LN bursts. So yeah, we're off now with this polyrhythm section. We do see Zoe have the advantage so far with a 0.4 accuracy. This is ParaLythical's pick too, so potentially we might see a breakpoint to another breakpoint here, and both players are off. We're seeing now in the first quarter of the map, Zoe will be having the advantage here. Score lead is slowly increasing towards Zoe's side with terms of the LN accuracy here, and the both players are off. At this final section, we do see some great scum here and there from Zoe, dropping a bit of accuracy. Same with ParaLythical, so it doesn't. The score lead still maintains to Zoe. Whoa! All right, we're at the chill section of the map, and we are just going to wait. This next section, the drop or the Kaya said, what? No! You can't miss, Zoe. You can't miss there. You cannot miss there. No. Any place but miss. But now the accuracies are still different, but the combo advantage is towards ParaLythical. Although misses can happen as these Ellen's release coordination parts are so chokeable, but ParaLythical is hitting this, just holding the combo, having the high combo advantage, but the combo advantage doesn't seem to live anymore longer as Zoe does have the accuracy advantage. The accuracy is just all up to Zoe. The score is still flickering from here and now on. A miss or a simple great will just determine who would win this, just like what happened in the last pick. This map is still going on. The score lead is flickering. ParaLythical has a combo advantage. Zoe has the very high accuracy advantage. It seems like the score lead is slowing in towards Zoe. We're gonna see a final part of the map. Whoever hits this either wins or lose, and it seems like Zoe will come back and get another breakpoint. Zoe winning Ellen 2. What? Breakpoint after breakpoint. This is insane. Zoe doesn't have the accuracy advantage in terms of Ellen, as we can see here with 14 grades versus 36 grades. We do see ParaLythical though able to hit these notes, and the MA ratio is just similar to each other. So this is insane. This the grade count is gonna be in favor of Zoe at the moment, and we're gonna see LN1 being played, which is the release chart. Ooh, I think Zoe did find out a open area for ParaLythical, as as Zoe has the upper hand in terms of LN accuracy, as we saw from Solips. And if the player does have really good accuracy in terms of LN towards the other player, they would obviously pick the LN, the release pick. But we never know. We do see some misses, which does make the score lead flicker a lot. And despite the difference of P8 of the grade to perfect ratio, the Marios to perfect ratio is still similar between both players. So we're seeing the L1 pick play. This is the coordination pick, and we might see. We think Zoe did find a reason why we have to pick this, but both players are off already, and we do see some release patterns going up the play, and we do see Zoe start off under 99% accuracy. Actually, both players are starting up under 99% accuracy. Wow. Who's writing the script? Oh wait, I'm the host. But anyways, this map, still a lot of choke patterns. This does test when you click the note and release it a lot, and does have some fast pattern changes if you're not aware, like this versus sections. And both players are off to the core section. ParaLythical is slowly going towards 99% accuracy. Zoe is not going to go close to the 90% accuracy, which does give the lead to ParaLythical here. ParaLytical is holding the full combo. Zoe needs to build up that accuracy. It's slowly going down there. This map is fairly short, and it's just, oh my gosh. Both players are still under 99% accuracy, but building up their accuracies, trying to escape here. So ParaLythical's getting away with that advantage with one miss, and Client decides to die, but not anymore. And here we go. Both players are off to the last quarter of the map. So ParaLythcal just has to hold this lead, has to hold that combo and accuracy throughout the whole end. Zweywe just needs to hope for a full miss from ParaLythcal, but the accuracies are slowly to get similar. A miss could determine the lead, or will get the point here. And both players are off. The map is slowly closing in, but it seems like ParaLythcal will be getting the point here in LN1 and another break point. Back-to-back break point between both players. It's tied up again. Wow, we do see a very big change of ratio here in terms of LN now with ParaLythcal as like 100 perfect difference, but the great ratio is still, you know, still a bit also very different. So yeah, insane stuff, back to back picks, break points from both players, and we're seeing Reblossa being played. The hybrid one pick edit custom by Gamer Chris. So now Alan, that last pick just changed my perspective of things. ParaLythcal does have that that ratio when it comes to LNs, and this map is a mix of LN, is a mix of LN and Rice. So these players are really similar in skill in this one, and hopefully Zweywe doesn't find a miss here. Things could change. This map is very bursty. This map is just does have a bit of coordination heavy parts, but we do see ParaLythcal did win with that accuracy advantage, or actually that misadvantage from LN1. And both players are off. We do see these mini LNs kind of affect ParaLythcal at the start of the map, and these LN releases also do affect ParaLythcal of the map, which does give Zweywe the lead off the beginning of the map now. This map is going to introduce a lot of that, and you can't be just choking at the beginning section because the map does get harder from here. And we're seeing the build-up section go into play with the Rice transitioning to the LN patterns. Zweywe will be starting off with a 0.5 accuracy difference, but this accuracy difference is just slowly building up. ParaLythcal is slowly building up the accuracy towards the 0.4, and yeah, both players are going to have similar ratio accuracies here. And now we're at the LN section here. Which player will drop accuracy? We do see Zweywe drop a bit, but same thing with ParaLythcal, so which makes the lead go towards Zweywe. Both players are, although, hitting these parts very well. No misses so far, but we're going to see at the drop section from here after this break section. But yes, Zweywe so far has the advantage. We do see some great drop off from ParaLythcal, which is not gonna be great for ParaLythcal and will give a big advantage from Zweywe. Both players are off. We are going to the first part, KI part of this map. We do see some transition to Alan Rice. Both players are hitting this. They're very aware. They have very good coordination, but we do see some great drop from ParaLythcal. We're off, and Zweywe is just running away with that lead, holding that 0.4 accuracy. ParaLythcal needs to build up that accuracy in order to have some sort of advantage, but both players are FCing so far. A miss could again determine here. Zweywe doesn't seem to find a miss, learning from the mistakes from the last 4 picks. Both players are off. Not that much chokeable patterns here, as the patterns here are not too tacky, are not too bursty. We're at the final quarter of the map, and we're at the hardest section of the map here. We potentially could see a miss from any of these players, but these players doesn't seem like they want to miss at all. Here we go, the final Rice section of the map towards the Ellen transition. Will Zweywe hold this lead? It seems like Zweywe will be holding the lead until this last part of the map. The map gets a little bit easier from here with a bit of these bursts, and it doesn't seem like it. Zweywe will be getting the point here against ParaLythical and Hybrid 1, and another breakpoint from this match. Wow. insane stuff from both players. Zoe will be. Now we do see a bit of one-sided stuff here. Both players are off. As in off. Wow, two-way FC. This is what I'm saying. The great count does determine that lead. So Zoe will be getting the point in hybrid 1. Very insane scores. Very insane similar accuracies from both players. Both players are just off. They are willing to do whatever it takes to win this match. An FC or just a really high accuracy. It's just more of who misses or who doesn't at this point. The accuracies are similar, but the miscounts aren't. And we do see Hybrid 2 being picked by Zoe. Alright. This is the tech hybrid pick. And this is actually kind of expected to see players avoid this, as this is really kind of hard to act actually. And as Zoe having the great count advantage against ParaLythical, would make sense why this pick would be more viable. And we do see Zoe had the upper hand here in hybrid 1. So yeah, this is like the very non-act friendly map to begin with. So we will see hybrid 2 being played the next hybrid map. It's the first time. This is the first time we do see hybrid 2 being picked. Alright, I'll make myself clear. So, I don't know how to pronounce Zoe's name, but someone said it's... Wait, wait, is it again? I don't pronounce Zoe's name. It's zweywe. I got a lot of... zweywe? Okay, I got a lot of DMs. I got one DM kept correcting me about pronouncing this person's name. Zoe, zweywe, Zoe. I don't know, bro. So, we'll call it zweywe for now on. If there's another one, please let me know, guys. It's better to be correct than sorry. Anyways, we're off here to the first map. Zweywe will be starting. Both players will actually be starting off with the same accuracies. So we might see another. Both players are having similar accuracies. We do see them hit these patterns very well. There's no we do see ParaLythical drop a little bit, which does give zweywe the accuracy advantage here. But anything could happen. These patterns are not fixed. We do see ParaLythical drop a lot of greats, and zweywe will be getting having the accuracy advantage, holding that 0.4. zweywe just has to hold that accuracy and combo trap the whole map. But it might be easier said than done, because this map does provide a lot of choke points. And as I mentioned about the choke points, we do see zweywe drop first, and which will give the lead to ParaLythical. The only thing that's holding back ParaLythical's lead a little bit, though, is the combo. Not anymore. I was about to say, I've mentioned about the accuracy advantage, but accuracy advantage is similar, and it's a 2 miss versus FC so far from ParaLythical. So all we do, zweywe find a way to build up the accuracy, but that 2 misses. If you know how score v2 works, you do miss score when you miss, and ParaLythical just holding that FC, getting away with that lead, and now ParaLythical just needs to find a miss in order for zweywe to find a way. This last quarter of the map seems to be more of a break section than a bursty part, but the map does still continue the difficulty from here and now on. There's still a little bit of map left, but I don't think it might be enough if ParaLythical just continue this performance. We do see the score gap drop a little bit from these 3 parts because of how chokeable these great turns are. We're off, and both players are hitting these patterns. ParaLythical just has to hold in order to keep that lead. We might see a potential breakpoint. The map gets slowly closing in. zweywe just had is having the accuracy advantage, but unfortunately those two misses did give the lead to ParaLythical. ParaLythical is just holding it on, building up the accuracy to 0.2. Both players having 0.2, and it seems like we're having another back-to-back breakpoint from both play from this match. Holy! What the heck is happening? And we're seeing finally SV1 being picked. The protects are being into play. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is actually are the wait the Ellen? Oh no, okay. Ellen 1 was picked, and that was I'm pretty sure Zoe's Protect. So this is ParaLythical's Protect, and you know, if players protect that, they probably practice that chart. This is SV. You cannot really sight read SV in a tournament. And protecting the SV was probably the safest. Picking SV was probably the safest option for ParaLythical, which could potentially break the breakpoint chain here. So here we go. SV protected by ParaLythical, picked by ParaLythical. This map is very chill though. This compared to other SV charts, usually in tournaments SV would get a little the difficulty will increase from here. But you know, being considerate to players, this SV is just probably the chillest map in the whole pool. Although this map does have some really unexpected stops or teleports here and there, like some bit of the notes come in fast, but it starts to slow down, which could throw off some players here and there. So we still see starting off, ParaLythical will be starting off under the 99. So we will hold the 99, hitting these LNSV releases here. But doesn't matter. This is just the beginning of the map. This map though is not friendly with these LNs, just because these LNs do teleport, do stutter a lot, and holding them for too long will just basically make you miss or not. And we do, although this is ParaLythical's Protect, we do see Zoe have the advantage here. So far in the first half of the map, we're starting in the first core section of the map, and Zoe is still having the accuracy advantage, actually building up with the 99. ParaLythical is just under the 99 range here. This might be close. We're not sure what could happen. Both players did practice the SV map. We do see it come here. This is the first time we're not seeing the SV being one-sided. ParaLythical does not appear, but both players are going to have similar accuracies. ParaLythical is building up the accuracy from here. We do see Zoe holding the accuracy here, but both players are hitting these SV parts very well. But now ParaLythical will have the accuracy advantage here. The map slowly, there is still some room for error. Holding an LN, hitting a pattern a bit too early will potentially change the lead course of the map here. But the map is slowly... Oh, we do see a 50, I think it was a 100 dropped by Zoe. And I think that seals it. ParaLythical will be winning their Protect. And there you go. The breakpoint chain has been broken, but we might potentially see a tiebreaker being played, because the next pick is Zoe's pick. The next pick is Zoe's pick, and as Zoe, you have the power to pick a map that you, as zweywe, sorry again, you have the power to pick what map do you like, or what map is advantage. Although zweywe's pick is Protect has been picked, which was LN1, and unfortunately ParaLythical did win that Protect, and yeah, ParaLythical will winning both Protects. Not too many options here. If to be safe, LN3 is probably the safest option for zweywe here, because we do see zweywe have the upper hand, had the advantage in the hybrids, and we do see LN3 being picked, probably the safest option for zweywe here, and could potentially see tiebreaker once again in this tournament, in this round. Very close match. I don't know how to pronounce this person's name, so Michael, yeah, anyways. We are off to see Alan being played. LN3, the density pick. This is the easiest Alan map here. It's not too coordination heavy, not too tech heavy. So we are going to see both players off. And yeah, okay, I guess they did hit the pattern at the beginning section. So anyways, very short map too. So no room for mistakes. A miss could just be detrimental from enemies players. We do see both players starting off with similar accuracies. Actually, ParaLythical having the accuracy advantage here, but zweywe will be having the similar accuracies. They're starting off here. These element patterns are not too hard to hack, as many of them are mini elements. You might find a drop easily with these mini elements if you're not careful enough. We do see a bit of accuracy drops with these mini elements coming into play, but we're not at the hardest part of the map yet, and we are off seeing Rave Beat being played now off. Here we go, the main density section of the map. We do see some long LNs and some really fast streamy LN here. Zweywe though, having that accuracy advantage so far, but both players are hitting these very well. But ParaLythical did find a miss. zweywe will be having the advantage overall here. We might see a tiebreaker being played if zweywe will be finding will be finding away here. And ParaLythical did find two clean misses, but that doesn't matter. zweywe will be holding their accuracy and combo so far. We might see Eagle Seeker being played again from both of in a match. zweywe will be holding that. Just hold it. The score lead doesn't matter. The score lead is so big. I think a miss from zweywe will not matter, as we will see Eagle Seeker being played for the second time on stream. Wow. Eagle Seeker again being played, but this time there was no purposefully throwing just to play tiebreaker, but we're going to see Eagle Seeker being played. This might be a close match just because of how well these players are just hitting these patterns very well. What? These players are just hitting everything very well throughout this whole tournament. Very similar accuracies, back to back break points. But at the end of the day, we are gonna see tiebreaker being played. Eagle Seeker made by a lot, custom tiebreaker by a lot. Second time seeing Eagle Seeker being played. Here we go, guys. I'm very hyped, but this map just introduces. This is just a very fast hybrid map, I should say. So, and both players are off. We do see the good luck, have fun, ladies and gentlemen. Eagle Seeker, you're a custom tiebreaker for MEM4K3 quarterfinals. Here we go. All right, both players are off, and we will see this map being played. Let's wait for client to do its thing. And no players missed on the fake LN that's not fixed for some reason. Yeah. missing early in this map doesn't really matter because it really just, you really have to focus on combo and accuracy. Getting good ac on this map is just really difficult, but getting good combo could potentially give you a safer advantage here. And we do see ParaLythical start off above, we do see zweywe start off under the 99% accuracy, but it's just the beginning of the map. We do see these Ellens come into play with these fast releases, fast density sections, fast transitioning in terms of patterns. Here we are. These players are hitting these patterns really well though. It's not one-sided so far. We're seeing this is the bridge section of the map. Almost 7 minutes. This is one of the full versions of Eagle Seeker. 7 minutes, a lot of room for anything to happen, and both players are off in the first build-up section of the map. These are simple rice patterns, but there's some chokeable patterns. ParaLythical did find miss on one of the chokeable patterns, and players are having similar accuracies now. Just a one miss advantage for zweywe. And now we're off to the first break section. Which player will find their light to their deliverance? Here we go. Both players are off, hitting these Ellens perfectly. We do see ParaLythical do find another miss. zweywe will be finding we're still holding that FC right here. ParaLythical just trying to hold on, holding that, both players just holding the accuracy. You don't want to hold your accuracy, you want to build your accuracy to have that advantage. But zweywe is hitting these patterns, still holding that full combo throughout here. What the hell? Oh my gosh. zweywe is not turning down here. This is actually, fun fact, this is ParaLythical's second tiebreaker being played. Last one, ParaLythical did win against Saita in the tiebreaker in round of 16. So it's funny to see ParaLythical to play the tiebreaker once again. So both players are off in the break section. Although even though this is the break section, this still has some streamy patterns, which if you're not careful enough could be choking at some point. And here we're off with this rice section here with just very fast jump streams, but there's some bursts which does interrupt those jump streams and very chokeable. And these Ellen transitions are coming into play here. We did see ParaLythical did miss on these Ellen transitions. This is what I mean if you're not careful enough, if you're not careful with transitioning from Ellen to rice that fast. ParaLythical does find a lot of chain misses. zweywe is full comboing so far as the map's difficulty is getting harder and harder. We are slowly going towards the hard section of the map. And here comes the hard section of the map. We do see Zoe miss before that. ParaLythical did find a miss, traded back. Here we go. These patterns are just copy paste, but they're very chokeable. Both players are hitting it very well. You see some great coming drop up from Zoe, and both players are on their 99% accuracy. We do see more grades coming here and there from zweywe. ParaLythical is slowly coming back in, hitting these patterns perfectly. zweywe did find a miss. The score lead is slowly going towards ParaLythical. Another miss from zweywe. ParaLytical did not only missed once in this section, and the score lead did loosen a little bit, but zweywe will be fine, will have the accuracy advantage here. And that is the first half of this map. Those misses don't matter. The accuracy advantage is all over to zweywe. ParaLythical needs to find a way. To find an open area. Just need to find a way to get an advantage from zweywe. But zweywe doesn't want that to happen to them. The redemption arc from all of those misses slowly coming back in the late part of this match. The break section is slowly ending here as the map builds up, as the song builds up. We're going to the final quarter of the map. The map gets very hard from here and now on. We're going to see one-handed patterns, one-sided patterns, as you see it here. very chokeable if you're not careful enough. Again, a lot of things. If you just need to be really careful overall in this map. So the map is going to come here in. We are going to see the last drop section of the map. Here we go. All right, we're off. We are off here. We do see some one-sided LN sections, which is interrupting these right sections here. Both players are off, holding the accuracies, holding the combos well so far. But we're going to see maybe a bit of effect of the accuracy at this hard section here. The map gets more dense, more LNs has been included in the map. New challengers, new LNs. We do see ParaLythical do find the first miss, and the advantage slowly goes to zweywe. And here we go. We're gonna go to the last part of the map with these gray stacky patterns. Right span is very chokeable, but these players are hitting it. These players are hitting it. zweywe, ParaLythical don't find a miss. zweywe finds another miss, trades it, but it doesn't matter. The accuracy, the advantage there. Misses are coming in and out from here now. Oh my gosh. The accuracy advantage from zweywe is just there. That's why zweywe is the higher seed in this tournament. Ladies and gentlemen, although if we do see a bit of chain misses, which doesn't seem like it's gonna happen so far, zweywe, if I'm hopefully pronouncing your name correctly, will be moving on to semifinals in the winners bracket. And ParaLythical, unfortunately, despite with a well-fought battle, ParaLythical will be continuing on in the losers bracket. GG, well played to both players. Wow. What is happening to the client? All right, we're wow, GG, well played. We are seeing really close matches so far as we are streaming, and yeah, I guess we can GG's to both players. We had breakpoint to breakpoint, very close, very close scores overall, but zweywe will be having that accuracy advantage throughout the map, but throughout the whole match. And ParaLythical, well played though. They had similar accuracies. It's just a great ratio. It's just unfortunate had the advantage. ParaLythical did fight very well. The efforts there, just very scary. These players are very scary overall. As wow, I have no words to say. And it seems like we are actually going to show another banger match. Foap versus the Joker, another winners bracket match. So far, the winners bracket do have tiebreakers overall, and yeah, we're going to see Foap versus the Joker. I am not sure what's happening right now in the match, as this is just happening while this match was happening too. So just give it a moment with the referee, Poppy referee. So yeah, every single map was close. This is also a very gonna be a very interesting matchup too, because these two players are very well rounded, just how zweywe and ParaLythical was last one. So we are going to see, we're just gonna wait up for the players you know, just to join up the lobby, I guess. And yeah, we're gonna see you guys later on, from 5 minutes from now on, just a small break. We're gonna see the Joker versus Foap soon. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to potentially another intense game after from what happened. All right. Here we go. The Joker versus Foap. Okay, here we go. So it seems like SB1 and SB's again being protected. Back to back SB being protected. Insane stuff from both players. So Yeah, we're gonna see some stuff here. Anyways, we're gonna see SB1 being protected again, once again, and we're waiting for Jokers to protect. Both players are really well oriented in terms of Rice, and we might not see a bit of Ellen or hybrid action here. Maybe Ravebeat and Reblosia, because those two picks are the safest picks for Rice players. Although they do still have some Ellen performance, but these players are mainly just oriented to Rice. So we might see mainly Rice being played here, and yep, we do see Rice 5, which is the wildcard pick, being picked. And now we're gonna see Joker's ban. I would predict Solips or Shrine. LN3. This is very interesting. I wonder like what's going on with these players when it comes to banning LN3, because I mean they could be probably there's like a lot of choke points or not careful enough and stuff like that. But Ikaku and Solips is like the hardest on maps to begin with, so very interesting ban from the Joker, because Ikaku and Solips are very tech heavy Ellen picks. And we're going up with Foap's ban. LN1. Oh yeah, this is kind of expected. Just because these two players are really well oriented in Rice. So we might only see Solips being played here as of now. And here we go. First pick from Foap. Might see SV. Foap, although Foap is really good when it comes to SV in terms of accuracy in SV, and also C2 in the SV qualifiers. So we might see Foap take advantage of this later on, and we're gonna see Rice 1 being picked, which is the tech pick. So yeah, this tech pick, very bursty, very streamy, a lot of pattern transitionings. You could a lot of choke points, and this is fairly short. It's one of the shortest picks in the pool. If you know how Shoegazer maps, this is gonna be really tough to act. This is like one of the not act friendly maps to begin with. Players could, although, prioritize combo over accuracy, but this map really tests who has the better accuracy in Rice. So both players are off. We're going to see Rice 1 being played, the tech pick. Funny enough, I think this was the same map that was picked first, and Client is having some funny issues. Why Foap has 3 million score? Let's go, guys. It's always Foap. Anyways, both players are off in the start. We do see players start off with similar accuracies, but it might change from here and now on. These players are hitting these bursts very well. And this is a similar accuracy. They're both holding the 0.7. Very close match so far. Very close matchup so far. There's no... Oh my gosh, this might be a miss. This just might determine who wins just from a single miss or a single accuracy drop. Both players are having similar accuracies, but the Joker has the slight accuracy advantage here. Just by 0.2, and it's just gonna change. But we do see the Joker find the miss. This is what I mean. It's gonna be a miss to her. The miss does affect the lead by a lot. 10k score difference from the Joker. And Foap, I'm not sure if a miss from Foap would determine the lead here, as the accuracy difference is very big. I think that was a very bad miss from the Joker. And both players are off at this KI section of the map. We do see these players are hitting it very well. Foap is kind of rushing these patterns a little bit, but it doesn't matter. But Foap, this does matter. That missed. No, yep. I'm having a mix of emotions here, but Foap did find a miss, but it seems like to be a clean miss. But Foap will find another miss. The score lead is slowly going towards the Joker. The Joker might have an advantage here. If the Joker just holds that lead, holds that accuracy, the scores are flickering. The Joker might get this point. the Joker will be getting the first breakpoint of Rice 1. Wait, no, yeah. Oh, what's happening? What is happening? The Joker, with some turn of events, will be getting the early pro breakpoint of this map. Similar misses, but that was a very bad drop from the Joker, but somehow with the combo advantage throughout the end, Foap will be getting Foap. The misses from Foap did give Joker the lead. And now another back-to-back breakpoint in the same map. This is like similar to what happened earlier. Oh my gosh. This is similar to what happened earlier. zweywe did find a miss at the beginning, but then managed to come back. Same thing with the Joker. Oh yeah, we're gonna see mainly Rice being played here. I think the safest option is probably to take advantage of the weakness of both. No, I don't think there's any advantage right now to both players. Both players are really similar in terms of skill and everything. And we're seeing the protects being used already. Rice 5, the wild card pick of this map, of this match, of the spool. Yeah, whatever. Considering the accuracies just from what happened a while ago, this is also a miss. A miss to lose it all. But we did see the Joker miss and manage to kind of come back. So this is going to be a fight for everything. Accuracy and misses. It's very close beginning in tech. So that means that yeah, these players are just similar in skill. I don't know what else to say. When someone picks LN, I'm not sure though who might have the upper hand in LN. I think it would be Foap, because the Joker's scores in qualifiers were a bit flimsy here and there, and Foap was very consistent throughout the whole qualifiers. Just again, the LN being slightly down here from here and there. So both players are off now. This wildcard pick, Rice 5. We do see some bursty patterns come into play. Both players are hitting it very well. Look at them. Look at the UR bars. It's just all at the center. Starting off with similar accuracies here. Both players are hitting these burst patterns very well. It's very similar accuracies. Just even a single great will just determine something. But it seems like these players are not going to be dropping a great anytime soon. But we're still at the... We just finished the first quarter of the map. And we're at the dump section. Streamy vocals. And wow. It's just similar. You can... The score lead is not even changing at some points also, which is kind of funny. And both players are off at the core section of the map. They're hitting the patterns very well. FCing. I think this is a V1SS again from both players. What the hell? Oh, these bursts are very chokeable, but it doesn't seem like these patterns, they're gonna be choking anytime soon. Foap just has the slight accuracy advantage so far, slowly building up the accuracy. And Joker is also holding at 0.8. We do see some Grace LN's pattern coming into play. And the both players are just holding that 0.8, just hoping for something to happen. To Foap will be having the slight lead here, but anything could still happen. There's a lot of choke patterns. We're slowly going through the outro section of the map, the final quarter of the map. A miss will determine the lead here. The slight combo ratio advantage is going towards Foap. Minus 300, this just 3 digits. The score it's just 3 digits. Both players are holding the accuracy here. The full combo is still in play as the map is slowly closing in. Anything could still happen. It's slightly going towards Foap, and I think it's just gonna go towards Foap for the last part of the map. And wow, 179 score difference. Both players V1 doubled S. Their Rice capabilities are just similar. Every Rice pick is just gonna be a make or break. If my math is correct, this is like seven perfect difference from both players. That is just insane. These Rice picks are getting closer and closer as we go out the map, and we do see another breakpoint again from Foap. Wow, I want to see another Rice being played. Let's not care about the LNs. And we're seeing all protects being picked by the players, and SV1 is going to be played by Foap. Aether song. Foap is a really good SV player to begin with, aside from Rice, throughout this whole tournament. And we do see in chat the Joker did not practice this, so ooh, this is why you should practice every map you've played, guys. Holy. This music is just, this SV is not sight readable as there's a lot of stutters and a lot of stutters in here and there. A bit of LN releases when it comes to SV, like teleporting LN releases. So if you're not careful enough, if you don't release that LN in time, it's just gonna be very detrimental. If you know how Score V2 LN work, release it too long, you miss. Unlike in Score V1, you just get like a 50 or something, and missing in Score V2 is just very detrimental. Although there's a reason why Foap did protect this and pick this. We do see the Protects go into play now, so yep. Might break the breakpoint chain from here. We do see Foap starting off with 99.3, Joker starting off under the 99 area. These LN releases are not friendly, as these things are slowing down and then just moving fast random, and the Joker did find the miss. We're going to see, oh yeah, this is, yeah, nothing else to say. Pretty one-sided map. Big reason why Foap is C2 in SB. And yeah, if you played your cards right, getting the point from both protects in this entire match is you have an advantage here. Not only like you have a breakpoint advantage or a point advantage, it's just that your opponent has your opponent advantage map is gone. So yeah, and yeah, we do see Foap though slowly coming up to the 99% of this map, and this accuracy is already good. It's already insane enough for a map like this, as this scroll speed of this map just changes a lot depending on how the song goes. Although if this is sight read from Joker and no practice from Joker, props to Joker for just having that FC being held, not really FC, but holding the combo throughout the map, and just actually having that really good effort to play this, because that's still a really good score for a map like this. Although Foap did practice this up in the 99% act, I think Foap will be getting 99% on the SV pick. I think this is the highest score we have seen so far, and the biggest score lead we have seen so far, and probably the only biggest score lead we will see so far, because the next maps will be very close. Foap, no surprise, will be getting the point on the SV pick. And yeah, the SV is gone, protects are gone. we are going to see now more close matches here and there. Although this is the Joker's pick and things could be balanced out so far, but it'll be very detrimental for the Joker if the Joker loses this pick. Because the Foap will be having it'll be Foap's pick later, and Foap will be up 2-1-3 if the Joker is not careful enough. And this is the very careful pick, the safest pick for the Joker. If I'm not mistaken, the Joker is the higher seed? I'm not sure. So yeah. The Joker is the higher seed. Actually, these two players are similar in seed, so it's seed 4 versus seed 5. So it's they need to have similar they need to have similar skill in terms of everything. So here we go. Allen 2 being played. Solips, the hardest Allen pick in the whole pool. Does provide a lot of mini Allen density parts, a lot of release sections, a lot of bursts of Allens and stuff like that. So a lot of chokeable areas for both players. So we might see more of, not really low accuracies, but high combo plays, low miscounts from any of these players. We do see Foap though starting up under the 99% accuracy, but slowly building up a way up there. Maybe just a bit of misinput at the start. But yeah, the Joker will be starting off really strong here with this Allen 2 pick. Actually building up the accuracy to almost a 0.7. Foap did find the first miss off the map, and these patterns are just very chokeable. These shield LNs, these mini LNs to shields are just very too much for these players. Foap will find another miss. The Joker will be having the biggest advantage here. There's a reason why the Joker did pick this. And this is mainly on coordination, and comparing all Foap scores and qualifiers, the coordination pick, the coordination stage for Foap wasn't really going well for Foap here. But here we're off to the first section of the map. The Joker is just running away with that lead, just very yep, the Joker, no surprise. Actually, kind of surprised. Although Joker is a really well-oriented player overall, so the Joker does have a big advantage in LN, and I think that gives the Joker a good idea on what to pick later on. Foap here, on the other hand, just struggling to keep up with the Joker in this LN. I can't blame Foap though. This is a really technical LN pick, and both players are off. Will the Joker find a full combo, or in some tournament events, Foap will find a comeback? Here we go. The Joker is still slowly running away with the lead. The lead is just slowly increasing. The score gap is slowly increasing. The Joker is holding up 0.5. The Joker just all needs to do is just hold that accuracy. Just hold everything. Foap needs to somehow find a way to come back, but it seems like the Joker doesn't want that to happen, as the Joker is holding a 99.4 full comboing Solips. Oh my gosh! What are these plays so far what is this score from the Joker? A 983 on a map like this is insane. We do see a big difference in terms of grade count in the LNs, and I think that does give the Joker a idea on what to pick later on. Next pick is Foap, and also Foap, it also will give an idea on what Foap will have to pick later on throughout this whole match. If I were Foap, I would avoid hybrid too, especially, and just stick with the Rice picks. Although the Rice picks are very risky too, because it's really just a miss to lose it. And we're going to see Rice too, the others, the stamina, consistency pick being played. And considering these two players are really good in terms of getting good accuracy in Rice, Foap, I don't know who's going to win or who's going to lose. It's just a matter of who misreads a pattern. It determines things. This is almost 4 minutes long, so there's a little bit of room for mistakes. But considering how well these players were getting good especially on Rice 5, the V1SS, the two-way V1SS, it's gonna be close. And the patterns in Rice 1 and Rice 5 is way more bursty, way more technical than the others. So we're seeing Rice 2 being played. Both players are off. We're going to see Foap and the Joker. This is gonna be very intense, a very intense Rise 2. This is mainly about nerf control and consistency, as this map is very long. If one of these players does have the leaderboard on as they're playing right now, I'm gonna be very concerned for you, I can't lie. But both players are off at the first jump stream section of the map. Very dense, very fast, and they still have similar accuracies, hitting the patterns very well here. No misses so far. We do see Foap drop a bit more perfects in Foap's screen here, and it's slightly going to go towards the Joker. But anything could still happen. With 1/4 of the map has passed, and the map is just going to be like this from now on for a nice 2 minutes after this break section. Probably players are like clicking tab and like, oh my god, it's so close. They don't want to miss, especially on a break section, because you miss on a break section, your opponent is just gonna run away with the lead. But so far, the Joker will just have the slight advantage, as the lead is only slowly going towards the Joker, but the accuracy differences is just too small to even make a proper prediction. We're at the build-up section of the map with a bit of these weird bursts and drills, and we're off. We're at the chorus section of the map. Both players are holding. They're holding the accuracies here and there. Even a single grade will just be detrimental from any of these players. They're hitting this very well. It seems like they're not even rushing the patterns. It doesn't seem like they're rushing the patterns at all. Foap is slowly matching Joker's accuracy here. But Joker's just holding that .3 so far. Bubblers are holding accuracies. It's very similar. It's just close. It's all over the place. And the players did manage to find a way. They did manage to FC and have similar accuracies. 0.8. Even a single 300, a single perfect can just change the course of this whole map. These patterns are not chokeable for these players at all, and they do have similar accuracies. We are at the final quarter of the map, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go, the final quarter of the map. The others, a miss, a normal perfect, anything could happen here and there. They're basically tied up. It's too close. Your map is slowly closing in. Both players are holding the FC. Who is going to get the point here? We do see Foap drop a bit more 300s, but their accuracies are similar. The accuracies are similar. Both players, the score is flickering. You don't want to miss. You don't want to get a normal 300. The Foap did get one normal 300. It's slowly towards Joker. And it seems like the Joker will be winning Rise 2. Rise 2, yeah, Rise 2 with the 282 score difference. Oh my gosh. 20 perfect count difference from between these players. This is so close, and a break point for the Joker, and the Joker will have the advantage in this whole match. So far, if the Joker has the power to potentially give them a break, to potentially give them the match point here. If I were Joker, the safest pick is Hybrid 2, as the LN capability of Foap is just not off the Joker skill, and that Rise pick was just very risky, but it was almost there. The V1SS from both players, the V1SS from both is just insane. Oh my gosh. Okay, Hybrid 1 is also a safe pick. Like, I think Foap is just avoiding all the Allen picks. I think it's not surprising that Foap will be banning Allen 1 because it is the release chart. And when it comes to Rice players, they mainly struggle on release or coordination heavy. But Hybrid 1 is also, you know, mainly also more in coordinating and stuff like that. It's just gonna test how well you transition to the Rice and Allen patterns, and how, like, what I mean by test how you transition, it's basically on how you don't end up releasing one very long LN very fast. Anyways, we're seeing Hybrid 1 being played, Reblosia. The safest pick for Joker. Foap needs to win this pick. A back-to-back-to-back breakpoint is going to be very crucial for Foap here, as Foap is in a very big disadvantage in this whole match so far. And we're seeing these players hit these LN transition patterns very well, although the Joker will be starting off with a 0.1 accuracy advantage from Foap. Foap is just dropping a bit down. The Joker needs to hold that, and we're seeing these LN bursts coming into play. Both players are hitting. Actually, this, never mind, Foap does find a bit of drops here and there, and the lead does go to Joker. Joker needs to hold this throughout the whole map in order to get a point here, potentially a match point. But anything can happen. This map does have a lot of bursts, a lot of Gracie Ellen patterns and shields to throw off some players. But it's not a very Gracie patterns we're gonna see here throughout this map. And we do see this Ellen transitionings from here and there. Foap, we do see Foap drop a little bit, which increases the score gap by a lot. And both players are off. We do see a two-way FC from both players so far throughout this whole map in Reblosia. And it's just the Joker is just having the biggest accuracy advantage so far. But I think a miss from Joker could determine the lead here. But the accuracy advantage is too big. I think it's just going to be it has to be more than just one miss and not a clean miss. We do see both players do hold their accuracies and not building up so far. And it seems like this map is going. Seems like the Joker won't be giving Foap an advantage at all. As they hit this final end section, the map gets slightly a bit easier from here. This mainly Rice patterns, but these players are really well oriented in Rice, so it doesn't really matter. It seems like the Joker will be having match point against Foap in Hybrid 1. Despite all these close matches, the Joker managed to find the upper hand here. That Rice 2 breakpoint, which is very detrimental for Foap. And both the two-way FC from both players, it's just the accuracy difference is very big when it comes to these LNs, as it's very evident from the scores here. Hold me, but it's gonna be Foap's pick, and Foap has still a lot of Rice picks to come into play. Rice 3, and if I'm not wrong, Rice 3 and Rice 4 is not picked, so yeah, Rice 3 and Rice 4 is not picked. Oh, I'm seeing Rice 4 being picked, Blue Army. This is honestly the safest pick for Foap, just because I'm pretty sure Foap does have that physicality, really good physicality advantage. Although Joker does also have that physicality advantage too, has a physical skill too. But this is mainly about if you're careful on these bursts and streams. Very scary map. It gets just progressively gets harder and harder from as the map builds on. There's 3 trills that these players have to be aware of. If they know these 3 trills, that means they practice this map. This map is not sight readable, and there will be 3 trills that could be very detrimental. Well, it's match point for Joker, but from what happened in the last Rice picks, it doesn't seem like the Joker, it's not fully guaranteed to the Joker. It's a 50-50 between both players. Both players have similar accuracies, similar physicality, and we are going to see the Rice 4 being played, the speed pick, the very bursty pick. Here we go. So yeah, I mean, like, these maps are not really sight readable, but just because, I mean, yes, you may have, like, I don't know, low miss count or not, but the accuracy, you just need to be aware of this, or you need to have, you know, very good accuracy, or at least be aware of some parts of the map. But anyways, we do see these players hit. They are very aware of these trills that's gonna happen in the map. But we do see the Joker start off with the 0.8, and this time Foap with a 0.7. We're not seeing these players having similar accuracies so far in at the start of the Rice map now. We do see Foap drop a little bit on these LNs. Even though these LNs don't do much. Oh my gosh, we do see Foap drop a little bit. But does it really matter if we're gonna see maybe a potential chain miss from these burst patterns? Because they are not simple to hit. They're not simple patterns. They're not slow. They're very dense, and they're very bursty and streamy. And we're gonna see the first speed part of the map. Here we go. Both players are off. And both players are off. We're seeing these players hit the streams very well. This is not the dense part. It's gonna get progressively dense from here. We see Foap building up the accuracy a little bit. Building up the accuracy to 0.6. The Joker is holding that accuracy. It seems like these players are not dropping at all. Foap is slowly building up the accuracy, but the Joker is just gonna hold that 0.8. He's gonna go to the maps just progressively gets faster and faster from here and now on. We did see Foap drop a little bit, but the Joker is holding the 0.8 throughout the whole map. These players are holding the accuracy, but the Joker is holding the 0.8 from still here. The lead is going towards the Joker. The Joker is proving why they are the upper seed here. We are gonna go slowly to the outer section of the map, the final trill. The Joker did find a miss, but will that miss determine something? The score lead is slowly coming in. There's no map left. Is there enough map for Foap to even come back? Is there enough map for Foap to come back? I think that was a very bad miss from the Joker. This is what I mean. I don't think there's enough map left. The score lead is not decreasing. And what? The Joker will be moving on to the winner's bracket, and Foap will be unfortunately going to the loser's bracket in the semifinals. Wow. To see that accuracy difference come into play, that trill almost cost the loss there for the Joker and Rice 4, but Joker will be moving on to the semifinals, continuing their journey in a winner's bracket, and Foap will be going against a Genius, if I am not mistaken. Oh, I'm wrong, not a Genius. Normal Arabian towards the semifinals losers bracket. Very close matches so far in the winners bracket, and yeah, we're gonna see, or we might see Sohar versus Silly Goober after this match. And GG well played to these two players. Their Rice capability is just insane. Like, how can I just explain it to words? They're just really well rice oriented players, and almost it was actually, I just realized that was almost an SV1 SS run on that map is insane. It's supposed to make you miss, but the Joker is just in a completely whole level. I mean, same thing with Foap. The range, the accuracies just from both players are similar. It's just that I think the Joker found out that the LN capability was just for him, for the Joker. So yeah, 2 matches left. Zohar versus Sealy Goober, and Yuma versus Not Ali. Both, one loser's bracket match and a winner's bracket match after. I'm actually excited for Zohar versus Sealy Goober because I'm pretty sure they're similar in seeding. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they are similar in seeding. This is going to be another close match potentially in paper. And yeah, we're going to see Zohar. Let's think of C12 versus C13. This is gonna be from 1 hour or 24 minutes from now on. So see you guys later for this upcoming match. I'm Draggy, your commentator and host, and thank you, Phagosor or Phagocytosis, for streaming both insane matches. Thank you guys.